New details tonight in a decades-old mob mystery. John Gotti's neighbor vanished after he accidentally ran over and killed the mobster's 12-year-old son. Now the feds say an informant is adding a disturbing twist to the case. CBS 2's Pablo Guzman reports.
John Gotti, even before he came to power, folks knew you did not want to cross him or his crew. That included the brothers John and Charles Carniglia.
For years, law enforcement has known that Gotti's tough-as-nails crew was responsible for the disappearance of Gotti's neighbor, who accidentally killed Gotti's 12-year-old son, Frank, as the neighbor was pulling out of a driveway. But now a twist to that story. In papers filed in Brooklyn federal court, an informant says that the Gotti crew first boiled the neighbor in acid in a barrel to get rid of his remains.
Retired NYPD Detective Joe Coffey was one of the first investigators to target John Gotti and his crew.
There's no question that John Gotti put the contract on him for killing his son in an accident. We had information way back that the Favaro was cut up by a chainsaw by John Gotti himself and dumped into Jamaica Bay. The only thing that coincides here with this story is that he's dumped in Jamaica Bay in an oil drum.
It has only been recently that Frank Gotti's mother, Victoria Gotti, could bring herself to talk to anyone outside the family about this tragedy. But in an email to me today about the acid story, she wrote, quote, "It's a worn-out tale and would have been the first thing Gravano offered up if it were true. As in the Castellano thing, there are 15 different hitmen and just as many wild stories. It's like Pinocchio's nose. It keeps growing."
Until I see corroborating evidence here, I'm not going to believe this story.
Do you think the part about the acid could be something somebody's saying because they're trying to make a deal?
No question about it. Informants tell you what they think you want to hear.
At the time of Favara's disappearance, Gotti's alibi was he was in Florida. In Brooklyn, Pablo Guzman, CBS 2 News.
And Pablo says more details will emerge when Gotti's soldier Charles Carniglia's trial begins on January 20th.